What's up, guys? Welcome to Flipper episode 2. Pranav and Gaurav, or Santa, as
PC and
very well
Santa.
known as PC and Santa.
We are.
All right, so welcome back to our podcast.
Congratulations to my man Santa for having second kid. Big guy
Thank you,
now,
man. Thank you.
bigger responsibilities. Um,
I feel so mature.
I know, man. I know. I can't even imagine. But we're gonna be reviewing India England today.
Apologies for the long break. As Pranav mentioned, I did have a kid, and we also did India England series preview that got, got technologically fucked. So
Yeah,
we're
that
gonna
was
bring
we had a great episode lined up for you guys, and for some reason it didn't work out. So hopefully this does. We still don't know if this may or may not. But we're gonna get right into it, man. India England first match. What thoughts? Joe Root.
So that was one of those classic win the toss and make sure that you don't lose test matches.
Yeah,
Uh, so they really, they really batted well. Got to give them credit. I
yeah,
think
they did.
4 of their guys got 80 plus, which was, that's a sign that, okay, they're making good use of the conditions. Obviously, the pitch was great to bat on. It was a road or a patta wicket, like we like to say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, I
so
mean,
Rory Burns, Dom Sibley, they had a good opening partnership. Dom Sibley ended up with 87, Burns with 33. Lawrence
yeah,
didn't do anything, but Joe Root 218, we know about that. Ben Stokes 82, Ollie Pope 34, Jose Butler
that
30. That's a big innings, man. You play like that, you're gonna have a lot of runs. They batted for a long
not
time.
and not to forget 45 extras, which is quite a lot. 20 no balls in that.
Yeah, 20 no balls, 45 extras. It was things were the first 2 days the things didn't go well for us.
Yeah.
I mean, we did bat decently. Pant got 91, Sundar got 85, Pujara got 73. We scored 337. It's not terrible, but when someone scores near 600 runs,
No, but I mean that test match should have been a draw, I think. And we just didn't bat well enough. We should have batted till midway through the fourth day at least. A day and if they batted for almost 2 days, I think we should have been able to manage a day and a half. So I think our first innings was the reason why we lost that match.
yeah, I would tend to agree with that. Second innings, we wrapped them up pretty quick. Scored 178. There's nothing to it. The pitch was dying by then, so no matter what, we were going to have to bat a lot of balls to save that match, and we didn't. We did not.
I think we got spoiled by the India-Australia series, where we managed to do that twice in 2 test matches. I think our Indian pitches were a stark reminder that the fifth day pitch in India is no joke.
Yeah, no, I 6 wickets for Ashwin, and we are used to our lower order bailing us out a little too much, and I think that's generally a problem if it keeps happening. I obviously don't think that it's going to keep happening. Um, that did not happen here though. That did not happen, and 192 in the last innings. Shubman Gill and Virat Kohli both have centuries. Everybody else pretty much single digits.
Did nothing. Yeah. It's terrible.
Pretty much under 20. Everybody was under 20 runs.
Um, so Jimmy Anderson had a great spell in that second innings. I mean, we're gonna
Yeah,
lose the match anyways, but like he had a nice little burst with that. The ball was reversing a little bit. I think it was right after tea, right
yeah.
after lunch. Sorry,
Right
right
after
after
lunch, he
lunch.
came and
Yeah,
he got Rane, Pant, and Shubman Gill, three of our batsmen. He got them.
yeah.
Not a
The
good
guy,
match for
man,
us overall.
he's a Iron Man. I mean, he's what 37 now, 38.
37. What
Uh,
did he just go past Glenn McGrath or near Glenn McGrath?
he passed 600 wickets. I think was what um, the achievement was. I
All
don't
right,
know. Is
so
he
here
the
we go.
highest pace?
We obviously have King Murli up top, Shane Warne, Anil Kumble, and now Jim Anderson. So
Highest
611 wickets.
highest wickets by a medium pacer, like a fast bowler.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
so before we jump onto the second test, where if I'm making you rank your top three fast bowlers in Test match of all time, does Jimmy Anderson get in there?
Depends on how much you weigh longevity. I mean,
I
I
mean,
think
if you weigh longevity, then a 37-year-old with 600 wickets gets in there. But I'm just saying, goats of goat.
so. I think McGrath #1 for our generation. So I'm not gonna talk about like the Lillys and the Lloyds and that generation.
Yeah. Okay.
I think like I mean we started watching cricket at the fag end of like I mean Ambrose and Walsh were kind of in their prime still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Waqar, Wasim. So from like 90s onwards, that's the period I'm counting. So I'd say McGrath #1.
Right.
I think Stain might be #2 just because like he had a higher gear. It
No,
wasn't.
we have to talk about it. You're putting Stain over Wasim.
Um, I think because we didn't actually see Wasim do it that much in tests during, like, Pakistan cricket hasn't. I don't remember watching Pakistan cricket that much.
Uh-huh.
But I was gonna go actually Waqar, Stain, and McGrath were gonna be my three. Because I think Waqar has the best strike rate by a mile. I think it was like 41 or something in tests.
Yeah, I have it.
Which
I
was
have it here. His strike rate was 43.4.
okay. So
That's pretty good.
yeah,
That's
so it's
that's a
pretty
wicket
crazy.
every 7 overs.
Every 7 overs. Yeah.
That's a
So you
big deal.
figure, you figure a pacer's gonna bowl at least 20 overs a game. I mean, this guy's 20 overs an inning, so this guy's picking up 3 wickets every innings. It's like 6 a test,
Yeah.
which I think anything over 4 is like legend territory. So those are my three. I was never. I mean, obviously Akram was a great bowler, but I was never like an Akram fan. Like I was always Waqar. I think he was like the more underrated guy. Everybody's all about Wasim, and I think
Wasim
the banana. But I love
so
like
good.
Waqar's banana swing. Was just and I think he was a better all formats, not better, but like a more um, like if Waqar got wickets, he'd get like 6 wickets, 5 wickets. Like he wouldn't do like
It's impossible to play, dude. He used to break ankles in cricket. Unheard of shit.
he's
You know.
so for me he was like the more charismatic, like the more enigmatic bowler. And he had the stats to kind of back up that okay, he's actually maybe a little greater than he was always considered. So, and watching him was more exciting for me. I think he was like, he had a lot of raw pace and the banana swing, the reverse swing. So for me, these three guys, McGrath,
I'm gonna
Stain,
go.
and
I'm gonna go McGrath, Wasim, and Walsh. Um, I guess I'm taking longevity into account. That's why Walsh is in there. But Walsh was good, man. He used to have some deadly spells, and he got it done, man. He used to get breakthroughs. Ambrose was there. Ambrose and Walsh is a tough one for me. I
Walsh, I
mean, if
think
I
longevity, right? Yeah.
yeah, he was long. His action was those tall, lanky arms coming and just he to me was someone who like I enjoyed watching very much. So I'm gonna go him. Obviously, if this is an opinion piece, I don't want to digress, but um, let us know what you guys think. Second test, Gaurav.
Um,
What
so
changed?
what I mean, just to kind of lead into the second test, what do you think about the selection, Indian team selection, first test? I think the only
Oh yeah,
surprise was because Axar got injured, so then they decided to sit Kuldeep and play with Sundar and Nadeem.
yeah. I think Nadeem was I would have gone Kuldeep Yadav in lieu of Nadeem, like Akshar being replaced by Kuldeep. I don't see the need for Washington Sundar and Ravichandran Ashwin personally.
Yeah.
just because they're very similar. Sundar did bat well first in the first innings, I believe. So
Yep.
that's always 85. So that's always good. But yeah, I would have gone. I would have gone Nadeem,
I think
Kuldeep,
this was a.
Ashwin.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Nadeem, Kuldeep, Ashwin, or uh, Ashwin, Sundar, Kuldeep.
I think this is a case of you wanting one spinner to be able to take it away from the right-handers.
Mm-hmm.
So like just overthinking the need versus the talent. Um, and I think Nadeem's proven it on the domestic circuit, so I think he's definitely like deserved to have a shot. But like it just seemed, like Sundar being in his hometown, I was surprised that he wasn't more effective with the ball. And I was surprised that even Nadeem actually gave like a lot of freebies. Um, so strange selection. I don't think either ways we would have won that test match after that first innings, even if Kuldeep had been in there. So
Yeah,
leading up to the second test, Axar was not injured. He was fit to play, so he was a like-for-like replacement for Jadeja.
yeah.
And at least his bowling proved to be, just as up to the task. His batting didn't really see too much. Got out cheaply both innings.
I don't care what
And
people say. Akshar Patel takes wickets. T20, one day test, he takes wickets. Now you may argue that for the long period of time, he's not as effective bowler, but he proved us wrong there.
I mean, I definitely don't think he's better than Jadeja. So him coming in as a substitute is totally fine by me. But I mean, that pitch was tailor made for him.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to him that he picked up wickets in both innings, did his job, got a
Yeah,
fifer in the second test and the second innings, and I think it was only the fifth or the sixth 5-4 on debut.
that's right.
So
I have to look
yeah,
up
the
the
second
stats.
test went perfectly for us. I think it was a
Winning the
script
toss was
written.
a winning the toss was a good start, obviously. Rohit Sharma finally does what everybody talks about him doing, and we win matches. That's what happens. But he just doesn't do it often. But hey, I'm not going to take anything away from the guy.
It was a great innings, and especially in the context of the game. I know Ashwin did a lot statistically, got a century himself in the second innings. But like for me, Rohit's innings was the difference between both teams. I mean, you take that innings out, and that match is a lot closer than it
Yeah, I
turned out
remember
to
you
be.
saying that the man of the match should really have been Rohit. Um,
I'm
how far?
always like, I don't like giving man of the match. I mean, it could be two schools of thought, but you know how we all always end up giving like the best batsman on a batting track the man of the match, and the best bowler on a bowling track the man of the match. Like it ends up being that way because there's so many good bowling performances to choose from. And so in this test match as well, I mean, everybody picked up 3 wickets, 4 wickets. All the spinners did well, but like amongst the batsmen, I mean, nobody got
100,
even close to.
100% agree. And that is the same reason why I think Gambhir should have gotten the World Cup final man of the match. This came at a tough time, guided his innings a lot different. Without him, it was meaningless, the whole innings. So
Guys, just full disclaimer: Pranav and Gautam Gambhir went to the same school, so
it has nothing to
there
do
is
with
that.
that guy. Like, honestly, I don't agree with that guy on a single
I, I,
other
I,
other thing in life other than
I
that.
just wanted our audience to know.
Yeah, there is some bias there, but not in my opinion.
So, so yeah, I mean, great test match. I think it was exactly what we needed. Screw all the guys who, well, the couple of guys that were crying about the pitch. I think India proved in both innings that you could bat on this pitch and make runs.
Listen,
And
it happens worldwide. England does it. Australia does it. Let's say that's assuming we did something differently to give us the edge. I think if England won the toss, that same fourth and fifth day pitch, we would have had to bat on. Okay, right?
I mean, in this test match, though, it was even clearer, right? Like they batted the second innings, they got off for 134. We
That's
batted
right.
the third innings, we made
That's what I'm
286.
saying. Right? If first of all there was the toss, if it had gone the other way, we would have had the same conditions. Second, they didn't do shit in the second innings.
Yep. So I mean,
134.
134 in their first innings. Their second innings obviously was equally shabby. So
But just to
our
close the
spinners
loop
were
on
just
the man of the match, um, I think it just the selectors or whoever judges this finds it tough not to give a guy who takes 5 wickets and scores a century a man of the match. I think that's why they do this, and they have a point. I don't
That's
agree
fair.
with it,
Yeah.
like you.
I mean, I just like sometimes, going with the guy that, like, if you make runs on a tough batting pitch, like, which is a good bowling pitch, to me personally, that always seems like the greater effort than, making sure you take wickets on that pitch. So, and because like Ashwin's second innings century was, way more than we needed. I mean, if we'd set them a target of 350, like, we would have been fine. We ended up with like 486 or whatever, which is, just
Overkill.
cherry on
Overkill.
cherry on top. So, like, his runs were like very low pressure runs that century. So I discounted it a little bit. I think Rohit's was the, first day of a test under pressure. We can't afford to lose the test match.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
yeah.
All great
Okay.
points.
So going forward, Ahmedabad, the next test is the pink ball test. It's a day-night test, which makes me a little bit nervous because that ball does tend to swing around a bit. We saw what happened in Australia.
Yeah, we
First
didn't do
match.
well in the day nights.
And that first test match was a test that we were leading up until that, horror 1 hour. So who do you think is going to come in paces? Bumrah's going to be back in. I think they're saying that they might go in with 3 pacers because it's a day-night test. It's going to swing a bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bumrah, Ishant, Siraj.
Probably.
And
Now Umesh has been drafted back in the squad. Thakur got sent down again. He got cleared to play domestic.
yeah,
Umesh has always been great in India, especially using that reverse swing. The lines, attacking the stumps, it suits him, and it's not, abroad. That's not really the way to go. But in India, his average has been like stellar the last 4 years, 5 years. So I think between Siraj and Umesh, that could be a toss-up.
you go with Umesh then. If he's fully fit, you go with Umesh.
So we'll see. Spinners, I think Ashwin and Axar should continue as the top 2 guys.
Yeah.
Kuldeep probably gets to sit. So not really tough for us. England, their weird rotation policy means
So
that
Anderson's come back, man. And they
Yep.
might actually play Anderson and Broad on this one, they're saying. So
Vokes has an outside chance, from what I read as well. As second, at least one of the 2 seamers. Jofra Archer is going to be back. I think he's probably healthy. Yeah, I look forward to the last 2 tests. Both are going to be in Ahmedabad. We just need to win one of the 2 and make sure we don't lose one. So let's hope that we get it done.
Slightly ahead, yeah. Slightly ahead. I think we're again back to the top in the world test rankings or the test championship rankings. So I think England dropped back to 3 or 4. But it's going to be we pretty much, I think I read somewhere, need to win this 3-1.
2-1 or 3-1 is what we need to win it at.
2-1 or 3-1. I don't know what happens if it's 4-3. It's done for us. Not 4-3. Wow. I can't believe I said that.
So if it ends up at 1 all, the 2 all, then I think Australia goes ahead on percentage points. So there's I think there's one scenario where we win, but otherwise, because if it's 2-2, I think our number of wins to number of games also goes up. So we might we don't sneak in any case. I think Australia makes it if we draw the series.
Cool. It's going to be exciting, guys. Look forward to it. We will be catching up after the Ahmedabad test. Maybe do an episode if the match is really exciting in the middle. But we will be doing one on the auction very soon. So look out for that, and catch you guys soon.
All right, everybody. See you.